Dave Scott Hub Media, joined by Paige from Advantage Athletic Therapy, now on Cedar Street, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, always the big move.
Yes, it was.
Um, I got to tell you, I have a friend who plays pickleball. He's in his 70s, and you keep hearing about it. I really didn't take it too serious, and then I decided to do a little research and talk to you about it. It's like for a third year in a row, the biggest growing sport in North America. Like there's 1 million Canadians playing now. The demographics seem to look like 55 and over is the largest group. So I thought we should probably talk about this because there's going to be my buddies saying, "Oh, my legs are hurting. I've been, played 4 hours the other day," and I'm like, "Okay."
It's
Uh,
funny that you bring it up because so many of my patients are new to the sport and playing it. I know at the senior center in Simcoe, they've got a big league. Another patient goes and plays in Hagersville. My dad even sent like a Christmas present to my house to hide from my mom this past Christmas, and it was a pickleball set. So everybody's playing it. And I think you're right about 50 plus for sure.
what are you seeing for? I mean, I don't want to go down this path right away. It's great. People are getting out. They're being social
Yeah.
after the pandemic, and they're exercising. All positive, and that's what we like. But what are you seeing for injuries? What are some of the common problems you're coming across right now with pickleball players?
So far, it's just, maybe people who haven't played a sport in a little while or have specifically never played this sport. So maybe they don't have any kind of warm up routine or cool down. I've seen some tennis elbow. So like a tendonitis in the outside or inside of the elbow as well. I have heard of people getting like Achilles tendonitis, sprains, or sorry, I should say strains. It's a muscle. Hopefully no ruptures, but I have heard that that is a common one as well. And then it is kind of quicker movements. So I would suspect a lot of knee stuff coming up too.
You and I've talked before, like before I go running, you do a walk, you get that body feeling it. Then you do a little stretching, and then, then it's go time. Is it the same thing? Should these folks be doing those types of things as well?
Definitely. Like I always educate people, you want to do similar movements that you're going to do in your sport as your warm up. So I'm not super familiar with what things look like when you get to, the pickleball courts, but I assume you're kind of waiting on the sidelines until you're called and it's your turn. So while you're doing your waiting around, I'm sure there's lots of space to do something simple to just get your muscles moving. So simple things like, maybe some heel raises, some squats against the wall, arm circles, things that are going to mimic kind of the movements that you're going to be doing in your sport is a great way to warm up. And then some static stretching afterwards, focusing on those big muscle groups like your quads, the front being the front of your legs, your calves, and then your arms, specifically the rotator cuff and elbow as well.
You should start easy. Like, I mean, don't go out and play like all day. You want to just sort of build up, right? Anything like that, any sport.
Yeah, I've heard that, some of my patients have played sports in the past and were super active, but they haven't played anything in years. And now, you can't get rid of what I'm talking about, the
Competitive drive.
competitive. There we go. The drive. Yes. So people are just going hard where it's like, okay, just as we talk about when it's springtime to clean up your yard or it's snow when it's removal, like take your time, ease back into it, play for, a short amount of time the first time that you go out and work your way up to those bigger, longer sessions.
I know my buddy, we were talking about it, and he was sort of asking me for running and all that. And I said, well, usually it's good to go every other day because of the age. You want to give it time to rest and heal and then regroup, and then then you can move on. But I think the continuation too, you just got to be careful with that. And it's like any sport, right? It's just when when you've had enough that day, it's time just to walk away and let it go, right?
Definitely. And giving yourself those couple days, usually the second day, you're more tender
Yes.
than the first day after. So probably need to wait at least 48 hours before you're back on the court again, especially if you're a beginner.
I do appreciate that, though. It's nice to see folks getting out again, isn't it? Just after all those years of pent up, and now they're just out there doing it. And it's nice to see that such a large group of folks are getting active again. it's great to see. It just drives the community, and I think this sport is more of a community sport, which is really great to see as well. Like you said, I know there's a thing going on in Dover with it. There's Simcoe, and like you said, there's other areas and all of Norfolk where folks can get out and join this and have some fun. Probably, if you do have an injury, like to what level do you want? Should they be calling you if they're doing pickleball? Like obviously, if it's something swollen, you probably want to give Paige a call. But sort of walk us through that, will you?
Yeah. So, the muscle soreness after a sport, especially a new sport, is normal. But after those kind of 2 days, if things aren't feeling that it's just tenderness and soreness now, it's an actual injury, then that would be the time to book in. If it's affecting your sport as well as your activities of daily living as well, then it's definitely time to give us a call.
Yeah, 519-718-2882, correct?
That's it. Yeah.
And they can book online as well, right? I think you guys. Okay.
Yeah, our booking online is quite straightforward as well. So that's awesome.
Perfect. Well, it seems to be a growing sport. I think you're going to have to get out and go over and see a few games. And
yeah, I think so too.
I imagine you could do it right on the spot. You could probably set up a little table and just, not that people are getting injured frequently. I mean, but just to educate them, because that's the other part we forget, right?
Yes.
Nobody wants to be, nobody likes to grow old. We always want to have that glory day again and go back and enjoy those moments. But at the same time, you need to prepare yourself, folks, especially if you're just getting back out in it. But it's great to see people getting out. So
definitely.
Pickleball it is. That's our topic for today. Thanks, Paige. I know that you and I were talking about it off air, and it has blown up. It's just one of those incredible sports that's growing rapidly.
It is. We got to give it a try.
Okay, we'll have a game sometime.
Deal. You're on.
All right. You take care. Thanks.
Thank you.